What's up, everyone? I'm Dan, and welcome to another episode of the Level Up podcast. We've had a little hiatus for the past few weeks due to work commitments and other real life things, but we're back today, and I'm joined once again by the ever sensational DK Chrissie. Chrissie, how are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, not enough caffeine, but you know, I've got the rest of the day to figure that out. So cool. Yeah, apart from that,
good. I'm going to be weird again and ask you if you've had breakfast and what you had for breakfast.
I have not had breakfast.
Oh, you got to have breakfast. It's 12 o'clock.
Yeah, it's dinner now. No, I have had a coffee this morning, but because I am doing keto, my coffee is substantially more filling than what normal coffee would be. It does have butter and it does have coconut oil in it, so I'm not overly hungry, but I think if I was to have made myself breakfast this morning, it would just literally be sausage, egg and bacon.
Okay.
Just fried up, yeah.
Yeah.
Keto.
Cool. Okay, before we get into this, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe for more videos like these, games reviews and more. Make sure you hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the latest news and reviews. Hit the like button, leave a comment, all that stuff. It all helps the channel. Thank you for tuning in today. And with that said, Chrissie, what have you been up to? What have you been playing?
So recently I jumped into Final Fantasy VIII. Mm-hmm. I've not played Final Fantasy VIII before. Okay. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. It's been difficult to grasp. I mean, I think that if I would have actually have played it when I was younger, me would not have gotten her head around the junction system. It's taken me a while, and I'm used to that now. And now I'm just trying to enjoy the story and how it's progressing. So all fun. But it's another game that I haven't played that people hate me for, so I'm playing it now, so you can leave me alone.
Do you know what I think with Final Fantasy, for me, it's like it's a weird thing. Like the older Final Fantasies, like I think I've played like 3, 4, 5 and like some of the other older ones. And I love playing through them, but then like more of like the newer stuff, it hasn't hooked me as much, sort of thing. No. So like 7, I've started like quite a few times, but I've never finished 7. I did start 8 quite recently, and then I got maybe an hour or 2 in, then I sort of dropped off, maybe because I had other things to play, but they've never quite got me as much as the older ones, I think.
I got into Final Fantasy quite late, which like I said, my first Final Fantasy that I played was 10.
Yeah.
And so but you know, I've seen people playing the remastered, and I'm just like, it's on the PlayStation, the subscription.
Yeah. PS Plus. Is it PS Plus?
That's the one. Oh, I'm not a real gamer. It was free on that, so I downloaded that. I got into it. Completely forgot that old games do not have autosave. Got a bit frustrated at the start. I'd say the start, like, you know, a good 2 hours into it. I've made no progression, but loads of progression. Spent loads of time in it, but no progression whatsoever. I'm basically still just going through the tutorial. But I got to a point, like, you know, when you've got like your timed moments. So I got to my first one, and I was just like, 10 minutes, I've got this. It's like overly confident. I think I went into the menu. I didn't pause it. I went into the menu and I went off and made myself a cup of tea. Scrolled on my phone for a bit, come back and it's literally on like 40 seconds. So I had a boss fight to do in 40 seconds, which I did not do. Yeah, it was just game over.
Yeah.
And I was like, when did I last save? So yeah, lesson learned. But yeah, I am enjoying it. The stories at the moment now where it's getting to a point like there's just loads of what the fuck moments. And I'm just like, what's going on? But yeah, like I said, I'm enjoying it, and you know, I think I do have 9 as well to play. I think I did download 9 as well. So yeah, I've got 8 and 9 to carry on playing now. But I have been playing a bit of Dead Island as well when I stream. But yeah, that's just for comical reasons more than anything. I mean, I do enjoy the game, but from a streaming aspect for me, because it's so straightforward, but it's also comical. Like the game is almost so broken that it's fantastic. You know, with the One Punch mode as well, that just adds some great comedy. You know,
they are fun games. They're fun games.
Yeah. But I mean, we all have a broken game, right? So.
Speaking of Final Fantasy,
so much.
Yeah. Speaking of Final Fantasy VIII, some, not me, would call it a underrated masterpiece. Where does it sit with, like, your experience with like 10, things like that? So
I think with me, if I probably would have played it when I was younger, I would have a different opinion of it. I mean, it's great to play. I mean, yeah, it's for anything that keeps me hooked is a great game. So I have really low standards. I'm just gonna say I have really low standards. I either love it or hate it. But yeah, if I would have played it, you know, way back then, I would have been like, oh my god, this is great, this is amazing. But obviously now to come into it, I mean, obviously like the graphics are sort of substandard, but that's not bothering me. You know, like it's weird how, like, when I first started, but now I'm just like, you know, so yeah, like I would say, like, as playing it from my perspective, like it is a good game, it is a great game. Masterpiece,
not quite.
No, I don't think so. But I thought Final Fantasy X was a masterpiece because I obviously played it way back then, and I think that when you play a game when you're younger and you've got great memories of a game, it completely changes your perspective on how the game is. So yeah, to a lot of people it probably is a masterpiece. Like I said, if I would have played it a long time ago, I probably would have said exactly the same thing. Yeah, I mean, it's nicely put together. I love the cutscenes, you know, like the interactive cutscenes as well. Like, you know, that's different, you know. So yeah, I do love it. I wouldn't put it in my masterpiece collection though.
Okay.
But I have to agree with the people that do.
Is there a game that you would consider to be an underrated gem?
The Suffering.
Okay, all right.
When I tweet about it, there are people that know of it, but at the time when I wanted to actually speak about it, when I played it, nobody had heard of it.
Yeah.
So I think it's, you know, to its core, it's a horror, but at the same time there is there's lore behind it, and I really enjoy that. So you've got these scary monsters that, you know, terrify you. They sneak upon you. You can hear them, but you don't know where they are. But there is a reason behind their design and why they look like that, from obviously events and terrible events that happened on the island and stuff. And it was just fun finding all your notebooks to, you know, figure out, well, why does this monster look like that? Why is this monster here? Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it was fun to play, scary, but yeah, I feel that that's one of the games that I feel doesn't get talked about enough. Yeah. You know, it needs a remake. It does need a remake.
Yeah. See, I know of it, but I haven't played that one, so yeah.
Yeah. Watch a walkthrough of it.
Yeah. I think for me, have you ever played True Crime?
No.
You never played? Okay, so it was like
I know of it.
Yeah. The GTA type of game. That would be my underrated gem. I think maybe because Snoop was in it, and you could drive around in a lowrider. And then I think arresting people.
Change your Snoop. Oh bless. But yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's loads that I've kind of when you scroll through Twitter and somebody brings it up or posts a picture and you're like, oh my god, yeah, I really enjoyed that game. And you know, it just sort of, you don't think about it until, you know, it gets brought up. But yeah, I think that one stuck with me, I think.
Okay.
No, it's okay. It's not pee. It's green tea, I promise.
Oh, I'm drinking green tea as well. Cheers. No. Obviously, this week is a week of like big game releases. We've had Mario, we've had Sonic Superstars, but we're also getting Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Brothers Wonder out on the 20th, out tomorrow. But what I want to know is, were you ever a Mario or Sonic fan? Or neither?
More of a Sonic.
Definitely. Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's this is like, again, this is going to sound weird, but I didn't play on any Mario games until I got older.
Yeah.
You know, and because obviously we had our Segas growing up, and I put some hours into the Sonics when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I tried to play, I think, the Sonic the Hedgehog emulated on my phone, and I was just so frustrated with it. Just like, no, it's good. No, I don't want anything to do with it. But my daughter's kind of ruined Sonic for me with all of her Sonic memes, and you know, she became obsessed with somebody basically dubbing over cutscenes in Sonic games, but they're just doing, you know, straight off the bat, no rehearsing, no script, nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm fed up with Sonic now. The only thing she was watching, and I was like, you've literally watched this about 6 times. You've watched it one day a week, every day since you've come in from school. But I do. I wouldn't say that I prefer Sonic to Mario. Just obviously, I have played more of Sonic.
More of those ones. Yeah.
Definitely.
Will you be picking up the new one, or are you sort of not really into it that much anymore?
I would dabble, maybe. It could be a Christmas present.
Okay.
Not for me. I hope she doesn't watch this. But yeah, I may pick it up just for, you know, old time's sake. I mean, the desire is there, but will I put it into, I don't know.
Okay. Did you play any of the Spider-Man games?
No.
Or not? You haven't played that? Okay.
It's something that, you want to play, but every time I think, I want to play this game, something else comes out that takes priority, and it's just sort of like, but if they ever come out, on PlayStation Plus, that'll be downloaded.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I can't see normally when they bring out like another game in a franchise. They normally tend to take the other ones off, which I've noticed.
Are you watching anything at the moment? Any TV shows and stuff?
I have just finished watching The Fall of the House of Usher.
Oh, okay. Is that good?
That was very good.
Okay.
If you've watched the other series by Mike Flanagan, you will really enjoy that.
Okay. Cool.
If I had to put it into a short, it's literally like a gory supernatural Cluedo.
Sounds good.
But it's kind of clever and poetic at the same time. Like, people will know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's a gory supernatural poetic Cluedo. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
That sounds good. I'll definitely be watching it.
It is really good. I'm also going through the Goosebumps series as well.
Okay. Yeah.
That's really good.
I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, I mean, because I loved the Goosebumps books as well as obviously the series as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just kind of I don't know. The first episode, it took a while to get into, and it's just like, okay, where's this going? But now it kind of all makes sense, and it know. So I think I'm on. Oh God, I think I'm done now because I think they're doing it in 2 different parts.
Okay.
So they brought out 5 episodes, I think, in one block, and now they're doing it week by week.
Yeah.
So I've literally got up to where I need to be now. So now I've just got to wait for next week.
The next one. Yeah. So I was the same. I started watching it, and I think I was watching it more like the old series where they would have one story, and then the next episode would be like a different story with different characters and things like that. So then when I sort of got to when I was watching like the first and the second episode, I was sort of like, okay, where is this sort of going, sort of thing. But then as it goes on, you realise, okay, it's all sort of connected.
Now I get it. Yeah.
I'm definitely enjoying it.
Yeah. But no, like I kind of expect. I mean, because I tried to watch like some of the Goosebumps films, and I was just like, but this, it's a lot better than the films. I feel definitely. But yeah, can't wait to watch the next one now. Because no, it's just on a cliffhanger now, isn't it? And you're just like, why?
What shows did you watch as a kid then?
So the obvious, apart from Pokemon.
Apart from Pokemon.
I grew up, like, my earliest franchise I think that I watched was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay, yeah.
I was obsessed with the Power Rangers growing up, and I think I watched that all the way through till, Pokemon. I mean, British TV was wild back in the day. I used to love watching Art Attack.
Yeah, I remember it.
Oh, that was brilliant. And you're watching this guy literally making stuff out of, salt.
Everything, yeah. And then zoom out at the end.
This big Art Attack. He's literally, but the amount of, like, newspapers and stuff that I went through like as a child. So I'm just like, right, I'm going to make this crocodile out of newspapers.
Yeah. With the PVA glue.
Then obviously I got onto Pokemon. I think I was about when I was about 10. I found Pokemon on Skype, and I really got into Pokemon. Nobody else had heard of Pokemon.
Okay.
At this point, Pokemon wasn't a thing. So yeah, I used to watch like Pokemon like every weekend at my aunt's house, because she was the only one with Sky. We didn't have Sky at home, so purely stay at my aunt's house to go watch Pokemon on the weekends. But yeah, nobody had heard of it. And of course, then I sort of went into high school in '99, and I was in just like my local bus depot, and there was a Pokemon sticker book, and I was like, just in this grotty little shop in the bus station, and there is this Pokemon sticker book and some stickers, and I think the book was like something stupid like $1.99. It was like 30p for a pack of stickers as well.
Oh yeah.
So I got that bought for me, and then just randomly people just started popping up with these sticker books, and then Pokemon cards, and then all of a sudden everybody heard Pokemon, and it was really frustrating at the time when you start talking about Pokemon. They're basically just like, you're watching like these like Japanese cartoons, and then all of a sudden everybody
wanted to be in part of it.
Pokemon, and it was everywhere, and I was just like but yeah, Pokemon, I watched, following from Pokemon, then I started watching other stuff like Sailor Moon. I did watch Digimon as well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Sailor Moon holds a special place in my heart because it was one of the first cartoons that made me cry.
Okay, all right.
The only other cartoon being The Land Before Time, the original. And I don't know why. It was just, it just, like, again, every weekend, stay at my aunt's house just so I can watch Sailor Moon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon.
What was it that happened in Sailor Moon that made you cry?
It is the bit where Darian breaks up with her.
Right.
Or her in some way, and I can't remember. And he literally kicks her out, and she's crying on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
I was so upset with that. And she's literally crying and calling his name, and he's just like... I don't know why, it just really got to me. It just really, really upset me.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's because, like, he's done it for her benefit, like, or the fact that she is actually really upset because, he was just basically like, nah, we're done. Get out. There, like, up against the door. It's heartbreaking. But yeah, I mean, The Lion King didn't even make me cry. It did when I got older, though.
Okay.
But yeah, when I first watched Lion King, that did make me cry.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's only two cartoons or two animations that have made me cry, and it's The Land Before Time and Sailor Moon. But yeah.
I think for me, I remember going to see Bambi. My mum took me to see Bambi at the cinema. And that one, I think that one scarred me actually.
Yeah, that didn't make me cry. like I kind of obviously was like really sad when he's like crying for his mom. He's calling for her. But yeah, I think because you didn't actually get to see anything, or I could just be heartless. I'm not sure. I don't care. Hunter's got to eat, you know. But yeah, that didn't. I've actually had more games that have made me cry than than films or anything. Yeah, just heartless.
I was trying to think of some things I used to watch. Do you remember Mighty Max?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I was obsessed with that because they used to have like the little, like you could get like the little toys as well. So I was like obsessed with Mighty Max.
Like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I had dinosaurs growing up. I was obsessed with dinosaurs. Like obviously, I was obsessed with Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So I was obsessed with dinosaurs and dragons. So yeah, I had this whole arrangement of different dinosaurs, but because you can never really get like any dragon toys, so I just used to make paper wings out of and stick them onto the dinosaurs. So literally had going around like flapping its wing.
Nice.
Oh god. I mean, if I'm nothing but, you know, creative.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I've wasted my brain all these years.
What was
to go back in time? I could make dragon toys because there was, you know,
there was nothing.
A market for it back then.
What game would you like to see made into a film or Netflix series?
I mean, obviously, some of my favourite franchises already are.
Mm-hmm.
They've not already have been. They are going to be. Imagine a Dino Crisis series.
Okay.
Like that would be pretty awesome, I think. Yeah, a Dino Crisis series would be cool, or even a film. I feel with films, like films usually don't tend to get things as right as series, which is really weird. Yeah. I feel like a Netflix series of something can be better than a film of it.
I think with the films, maybe they tried to rush through telling the story or something, and they just need to throw action in as quickly as possible, and it just sort of messes everything up.
It's weird because you kind of think, well, is there anybody that's been involved in the production of this film that has actually played on any of these games? You know, or is somebody just seen it and just thought, do you know what, we can turn this into a film? But yeah, it's so strange because like the potential is uncapped, but yet there's just always something never right about it, and I think that's more for the fact is like gamers are the worst critics. Yeah, you know, we are the worst critics. So when you've got something that somebody has been obsessed with for a long period of time, they want it to be perfect, and you know, for whatever reasons, like they never are. But yeah, Dino Crisis I think would make a really good one. I'm not too sure. Like I said, all of the stuff that I've wanted or want is done. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not too sure. What about you?
I would like maybe Metroid in like a sort of like, you know, like Alien sort of.
Yeah. Oh my god, Gears of War.
Sort of Gears of War, that's another one, yeah.
Gears of War would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need more series that are either like animations or anime of games, because they tend to do it really well.
They do it well. You know? Yeah.
I mean, even if I've never played the game, like I've never played Cyberpunk, but I love the Netflix series.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never played. Well, Arcane was really good as well. I loved that so much. I think the animators did an amazing job, like how it was done, like even to the point where, you know, somebody's crying, and obviously because their face is dirty, obviously the dirt is catching in the tears.
Okay.
And obviously cleaning the skin where they are, but then obviously the dirt is catching around the sides, and I was just like, perfection. As well as obviously a really great soundtrack as well. So yeah, I think more games need to be made into an animated series or animated. Definitely.
Yeah, I need to check out Arcane actually. I heard good things about it, so yeah.
It is great.
Definitely need to watch.
It's a little bit sad as well, but it's still really good. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah. Speaking of games to films, it reminds me that we're getting probably one of the more influential movies from my childhood being turned into a game, which is RoboCop. So are you a fan?
Oh my god, yes. Oh, I can't wait.
yeah. Have you seen gameplay from it?
I've watched a bit of it, not too much.
Okay.
I mean, I try and stay away from gameplay as much as possible, apart from little bits of it. I remember watching RoboCop a lot when I was a child. I went. Funnily enough, like a few weeks before I saw that it was being made into a game, I literally did like a binge watch of like RoboCop 1, 2, and 3. One after another. It looks great. It does look great. I mean, it says something when it looks better than the actual film itself. There is one thing that, I mean, Ed 209 still scares me to this day. So I am terrified of it's going to be in there. Like it's gonna be.
It has to be.
It's iconic. I mean, anything robot wise and stuff like scares me. It shouldn't be, but that is actually going to terrify me during gameplay.
I was watching. I did watch like the IGN. They did like the first half hour of the gameplay or something. And I watched that, and there was a part where the music kicks in. I was just like, yes, they've got it in there.
It's an iconic, film. Not so much 2 and 3, maybe. But 2 terrified me. 2 absolutely scared the crap out of me. I don't know what it. I think it's like the stop capture of it, like back then, makes the movements really jittery and just that. I think it's that scares me, not so much what they are. But I think it's just literally how they do stuff like that makes it more terrifying. Not just with RoboCop, anything from like back then when they use that to animate things. So God, I'm just thinking of it now in my brain, and I'm just like, anything to me that moves that shouldn't move freaks me out. It's quite clear that obviously this should not move, even though obviously in the film it does, but how they've animated it, and it's just giving me weird feels. at the minute. But you know, I mean, in the game, I'm guessing the movements are going to be a lot smoother.
Yeah, probably
more fluid. If not, and they actually get it down to the T where it like moves like really jittery, like bricks are going to be shat. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm turning it off.
I've been saying that.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game though. I can't wait to play.
Yeah. I mean, I think RoboCop for me was probably, because I can't remember how old I was. I must have been like 6 or 7 or something like that. Yeah, but it was kind of like my first sort of horror movie. I know it's not a horror movie, but it's kind of got those horror elements to it. Like the first 10 minutes, he's got his like limbs being blown off, and there's like bits flying everywhere, and then
it's weird because like back then, I mean, like this is what I mean. Like I don't think I'm heartless. I think I'm just desensitized.
Yeah.
From watching stuff like that, and when I actually sort of watched it, you know, not so long ago, I'm just like, wow. Child me actually watched this, and you know, just happily sat there on the floor with her legs crossed watching this. It's just iconic. It's nostalgic for me. Yeah. It's nostalgic. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Really.
Yeah. It's another weird one, because it's like, for me, it was like I said, it's got that horror element to it, but then I also find it slightly depressing because he lost his family pretty much. He lost his life because he's now kind of like property of like the police force.
Yeah,
but he's still like a superhero.
He's not really a person. You know, he's a machine and he's property of OCP, and it's just like. So
it was like I saw him as this like superhero, but at the same time, it was just like really like a depressing story for him.
Still quite dark.
Yeah. But I loved it.
I mean, there was a meme that I saw about RoboCop, and I shared it into my my work group chat.
Yeah.
And it's basically like he basically died, and they still sent him back to work.
It's true, though, isn't it?
Got to go to work anyway, and I was just like, I could lose limbs. I could lose limbs, and my work would still be like, can you not come in and see how you feel? Yeah, that's relatable. Yeah.
Did you like the remake? Oh, have you seen it?
I haven't, no.
You have not seen it? Okay.
Oh, yes, I have. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I just forgot about it.
That says it all then.
So, yeah, no, I did enjoy it, but yeah, it just didn't have that element that the original one had.
Yeah.
I get it's supposed to be set in the future, and you know, it looks like it's set in the future, whereas like the original RoboCop doesn't. Yeah. It's not. But you know, they did the best with what they thought the future would look like, and you know, like it's just special, you know. I did enjoy the remake. Yeah, I've literally watched it once. I didn't get that feel from it, you know.
Yeah.
Didn't get that feel, that same, you know, terror but feel good bit, you know. Like I mean, even the sound when he walks as well, like, is iconic, and
it's got that sort of
that thud. So like I said, I enjoyed it. It was worth the watch, you know, just to see. But yeah, it didn't hit the same.
Okay. Although you said you were heartless as a kid, were there any movies that messed you up as a kid that you watched and you just thought, that's left a scar?
Watership Down.
Okay. That was
pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, I may have been heartless, but I was an animal lover. I still am an animal lover. you know, you can watch as many like animal documentaries, you know, and seeing how they are in the wild and stuff, but this was just, it was just uncalled for. Nobody asked for this. Nobody asked to see all these rabbits dying, like trying to, you know, go somewhere like for a better life. Ended up all dying. Yeah, I actually saw that. I think, wasn't that rated like a PG? And I think
so.
it was a U, and they changed it to a PG.
Yeah.
And it's just like, because the seagull told one of the rabbits to piss off. It's like, that's why you're putting it as a PG. I see. You know, yeah, that was like, I felt I couldn't watch that again. So I was just like, no, can't. You know, because I can see like people getting mutilated in games, like whatever. But I will not see animals getting hurt unnecessarily. It's uncalled for. Like, animals do not need to die in films anymore. Like, they don't need to die in films. They don't need to go die in games. Like, it's unnecessary. There's no need. There's no need. But yeah, I watched it down. I'm trying to think. Yeah, probably it.
Probably watched it down. Okay.
Actually, the bit at the end of RoboCop where that guy like gets all that like stuff like poured on.
Oh, he's
him.
on the toxic. Yeah.
That was a bit grim for me as a child, and I literally looked away at that bit for a bit. And then as I got older, I was like, ha 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 ha, it's funny. Look at him. All his skin hanging off and stuff. You deserve that. You know, exactly. Like, literally, you know, became aware of karma. So yeah, that did disturb me a little bit. Don't watch that. But yeah, that was it. But yeah, like I could quite happily watch like horrors and stuff. Like, growing up, which is weird because I mean I'm not a fan of like gory horrors. But I can look gore to a certain extent. But I can't watch like Saw or Hostel or anything. Or Final Destination. I can't watch that. Which is like really weird. Which is really weird when I say like about the Callisto Protocol. And I'm just like, like dying was more of an annoyance than anything for me. And I was just like, ugh. And there are a lot of people that are sort of like, there's just no need for those death scenes. And I was like, yeah, probably not. But I get that it can be triggering or, you know, put people in a bad mindset. But yeah, I'm just, you know, I just, like I said, maybe I am just desensitized to it, you know? Maybe it's RoboCop's fault. RoboCop's fault why I'm so desensitized.
For me it would probably be Candyman. Don't know if you've seen that one, but years after watching it I couldn't look in the mirror the same way. I can now, but like when I was younger, if I looked in the mirror and like his name sort of came into my head, I'd have to like look away quickly. It's like that. That one. The gate that really messed me up for a while.
Not because it was scary, like it was supposed to be scary, but not overly scary. But I don't know if you've ever seen it, but you've got demons in it, and you've got like your big main demon, and then you've got your little minion demons, and they're like this big, and they've got like these really big eyes and like little teeth. Again, you know, how they were animated, I'm guessing that sometimes they were, you know, people in suits that they just, you know, they just sort of like put in there. But their faces were just horrible. They were horrible faces. And my nan's house, because I've got an overactive imagination as well, which doesn't help. So my nan's house was, you could stand at the bottom of the stairs, look straight up the stairs, but you couldn't see. It basically split into two.
Yeah.
So literally all you could see was the top of the stairs, and that was it. And obviously the walls. And for the longest time, I was just like, these little things are going to run out, like and stand on the top of the stairs. Because obviously I couldn't see the landing either. Like it was just literally this rectangular bit of like where you can't see anything. And for the longest time, I had to have like an adult take me to the toilet in my nan's house. I think that went on until I was about 8 or 9. I had to be accompanied to the toilet because of these things. Just literally imagining them just like coming out from around the corner. I did try and go on my own, but I chickened out and ran back down. Because I was just like, well, they could still come out. They could still come out. Like I'm halfway up, they could still come out. So no, but then I got a little bit older, and then when I sort of thought to myself, this is ridiculous. I literally got to the top of it, and I'm like, oh yes, done it now. But still, like it was still in my brain that, I mean, it was ridiculous thinking for so long, but in my brain, because I'd thought about it for so long, it was just there. It's just traumatized. Like it was just etched into my brain, even though I knew that it couldn't happen. The thought, like the terror that I felt when I was younger in doing it, was the thing that was keeping me from doing it. So I mean, I think like lasting experience of trauma, the gate probably gave me the worst. Okay. I think so. Even though I did watch it a couple of weeks back as well.
Okay.
Just to relive that trauma. Why not?
Now we're going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk about sort of relationships in gaming.
Okay.
So I saw this come up the other day. Do you think it's possible, or like, could you find love through gaming?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in the whole basis for relationships is finding something, that is a common ground. So anything like that is a great basis. I mean, it's nice to have somebody that appreciates the obsession, I'm going to say, that appreciates the obsession, so they understand that you need game time. They understand, why you want to spend, £70 on a game. So I do believe that it's a great foundation to grow a relationship. Same with any hobby that any two people have in common. It's exactly the same. Definitely. I think so.
Yeah. Could you be in a relationship with someone who didn't game, for example, who wasn't really into gaming at all?
I've only ever been in relationships with people that don't game.
Okay.
It hasn't really like looking back. It's not really
been a big deal, sort of.
No. Because I mean, guys are obsessed with football and stuff like that, and it's just exactly the same. So, if you, I don't think it has. I mean, I was never really sort of told you shouldn't be gaming, or you need to grow up or anything like that. So it hasn't really, but I get that it probably can. I feel like that would come more from women to men though.
Right.
I've seen that quite a lot. Especially like when you're watching a dating program, and they're just like, oh yeah, I like gaming. They're like, I want a man, not a boy. And I'm just like, oh goodness. You know, it's like, oh, he's a perfect 10, but he games. Oh no. Block. You know, it doesn't happen like that. And you know, everybody has their vices and everybody has their obsessions, and it's just like, if I want to spend money on gaming, they spend money on whatever. It shouldn't really matter. But I feel bad for people that sort of hold back on their hobbies because of spouses. Especially with gaming, because you're not hurting anybody. You're not, you know, you're just enjoying yourself, and you know, not going out, getting into trouble. You know, probably spending less money.
Probably, exactly. I've had that. I've had that in the past where like exes haven't been, or they've not been into gaming at all, and it's sort of, then I sort of feel like, oh, I can't really game because then it will,
it's like, nobody should have to feel like that. No. I don't think. I mean, it's the same with when I used to work on predominantly more a bar, and you know, you've got men that are at the pub to avoid their wives, but their wives are moaning because they're spending so much time at the pub. You know, we're like, say if I was to be really, really into makeup, and I could spend so much more money on makeup than I could on gaming. Like it's ridiculous. And you know, it's just like everybody has a vice, but because you don't like that other person's vice, like, you can't really make that person feel bad. As long as it doesn't cut into time that you spend together. You know, if it is like that much of an obsession, you know, it's like, right, we said we were going to go out tonight, and you're playing on Fortnite. That is an annoyance. I get that. But that's just where individuals have to work, you know, what works for everybody else.
Definitely.
So I get it can be an annoyance to some people, but at the same time it's horrible. Like it's horrible that some people feel like I can't game as much as I want to, because not for any other reason that my partner's gonna be angry at me. It's just for existing. Like, oh, okay, I'll come and sit in here, and you know, while you scroll on your phone and I scroll on mine, because that is so much better. You know? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't give relationship advice. So. Don't listen to me.
What's your definition of romance?
I don't know really. Like, I'm so low maintenance that I'm high maintenance, because nobody knows like what the how to get me. It's just, I give no hints. I don't like, you know, expensive clothes, jewelry, bags, flowers, chocolate, anything like that. But people would know, like, oh, well, she really likes this game, so I'm going to get her something to do with that game. But oh my god, what shall I get her to do with that game? You know, so it's just give me a voucher. And just give me a voucher and I'm good. No, I do I said I am one of the most social and unsociable people. So I love being out with people. I enjoy spending time with people, but then also I am happy to just do nothing by myself.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of like I like to go out, have drinks and stuff, but then it's just like I cannot wait to go home, put my pajamas on and watch TV or go to bed. So for me, it's more about the company that I keep. So I just like, for me, like, romance is just enjoying the time that you spend with that person, no matter like how much or how little. So you know, I could go out and have the best time like out, but then when you're alone and it's, you know, it's not the same vibe. Like, vibes are really important as well. But yeah, if somebody can make me feel the same way out, doing whatever, like even just, I don't know, going to a bloody garden centre or something, you know, and still have like a good time being in their company, as much as I enjoy like the time on their own. Like, that's important. I mean, humour is very important for me. So I don't take life too seriously, so everything is like pretty much a joke. So yeah, anybody that can sort of vibe with my personality, like that's just a 10 out of 10. Perfect. The game's even better. Not so like, you know, if you can game with me, like, I'm not saying that, like, my PlayStation is my PlayStation. Like, you get your own PlayStation, you get your own games room. 2 TVs, 2 PlayStations. I'm not sharing. But yeah, just the fact they understand like the passion for gaming. It's just like a major plus.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you have any red flags? Not you personally, but in. Or you can tell me yours as well. Yes.
Before I answered that.
Well, no, you say yours first, and then we'll go to.
I don't have daddy issues. No. For me, red flags. I really pick up on people trying too hard. And when they try too hard, they try to tell you things that they think will impress you, but I mean, they might impress other women, but if they don't impress me, you just find that it's as if like they are just saying things. I mean, and instantly in my brain I'm like, he's lying. It's not a trust thing, it is just literally I don't know, I just think that if you feel that you need to brag about certain things about you, then what else left is there? If you don't think that your personality alone is enough to win me over, that you need to brag about something else, then people who talk about themselves a lot, which is weird because like I do that, but not in a way where I want to talk about myself. I talk about myself to relate. So somebody will say something about themselves and it's really sad, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that happened to me too, and then started talking about it, and it's just like, I'm not trying to make it about me, I'm just trying to help you relate to me, like I understand like what you're going through. That's and that's a toxic trait. No, it just comes across as it, but it is not. It's just me trying to relate.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between having an ego and confidence, and I think I'm pretty good at sussing out which one is which. One word answers as well.
Okay.
One word answers in messages, that pisses me off to no end. Because it's like, I'm not going to carry this conversation.
Yeah.
If you can't carry this conversation, I'm not going to do it. And I'm just, here lies this conversation, Rick, bye. So, yeah, if anybody, like, not just one word, but, like, if I say something or explain something and they're just like, fair enough.
Where does it go from there? Yeah.
Where it dies, that's where it goes. Or emoji like answers as well. I'm just like, or just like haha. I just can't. No, if people are supposed to talk to each other, then a conversation should just naturally flow.
Yeah.
If there's nothing that I can reply to, then the conversation dies.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I mean, I'm either not interested or utterly obsessed. There is no in between. That's probably my red flag. I'm a stalker. I'm a stalker that has daddy issues.
Right. Okay.
I'm not.
It's too late. It's out there now.
But you will find me in the DMs.
Okay. All right. Last thing. Would you rather be loved, respected, or admired?
Respected.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think you can have like the other two without respect, no?
So I was thinking about it myself, and I was sort of like, yeah, you kind of need to be. Well, I suppose you don't. I don't need to love.
Yeah. No, I don't need love. I don't need admiration, but respect, I feel I need.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need people looking up to me or anything like that. But respect is a bit different because that's normally quite mutual.
Yeah.
So I feel that there's more that can be gained from respect than admiration or love.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Oh, good answer.
It really was.
I'm surprised myself, jeez. My Jerry Springer moment. No, my final thoughts are always, as ever, just to be kind and treat people with respect, because you don't know what other people are going through. So just always be mindful.
Cool. Yeah, well, thank you. Thanks again for joining me today.
No problem at all.
Always a pleasure.
I've literally been sweating profusely out of nerves.
Don't need to be nervous.
My hands haven't stopped moving. I've been so animated today. But no, it's been a pleasure. I really enjoyed it. It's been nice.
Pleasure is mine. And thank you all for listening. This is the Level Up Unfiltered podcast. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm Dan. Thanks once again, Chrissy, for joining me.
No problem. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.